finest comedians, one of the funniest people, and I bias because I have very good taste, though. But please welcome Claire Pellegrino.
Hello. Tom, just so you know, I am a free bird, so I'm never getting engaged. No one can nail this. Hi everyone, thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I'm attached to this stool by a black cord. I'm gonna free myself. I am a free bird after all. So happy to be here. I just first off want to say I get a lot of responses after I perform comedy, which is something that I do on occasion. I get a lot of responses from people. They say, "Oh, Claire, we loved your set." You know, they say a lot of things like that. You know, you have a certain, you know, underrated physicality that we find endearing, you know, stuff like that. But the main thing that they tell me is, that they can't relate to me, right? You know, they say, you know, we can't relate to you because you have naturally, your hair just sort of curls effortlessly. You know, they say we can't, but I'm here to tell you, you know, like, that's all wrong. You know, I'm a man of the people, really. Underneath this near perfect veneer, I'm a man of the people. You know, like this dewy finish on my skin is just a buildup of acne-causing oils. I'm one of you. So I just like to say that up front. I am one of you. I am also Jewish, which I know you all are. Let's give it. Thanks for coming out, supporting one of the chosen people. I am a Jewish person. I'm not that Jewish. I am only a little Jewish. My family and I were what I like to call latke Jews, which means fried potatoes are really the extent of our religious observances. Yeah, like I didn't grow up speaking Hebrew. I just like most of the conversations that I have with my mom are about allergies. So like in that way I'm Jewish. I don't know. I don't really speak Hebrew, but like everyone in my family is IBS. So in that way I'm Jewish. I heard recently someone said, "Gosh, you've grown up into a fine young lady." They said that to me, and I, you know, it was a nice compliment, really nice compliment. But what they don't know is that I'm actually a hot-blooded woman. Thank you. Rock and roll, indeed, Tom Cabbage, indeed. I am a hot-blooded woman. I am also scared all of the time. I'm very scared a lot. You know, I have sort of the general disposition of like a fragile Gothic widow. That's sort of my MO. You know, I'm very delicate and I haven't left my mansion since the bereavement. That's sort of where I'm at. I'm just very scared all the time. Like sometimes I bite my nails so much I have to floss afterwards. That's just true. I don't take a lot of risks in my life, except for that one. Thank you. I don't take a lot of risks in my life, you know, like I would never skydive or go swimming with sharks, but I do eat an amount of fruit that I would describe as reckless. So that's how I get my kicks. You know? Let me take a look at this little book of gold. Okay, thank you. I am very scared a lot. I also give off these really strong, like, ingenue vibes, I've noticed. It's really difficult. I give off these really strong, like naive ingenue vibes. You know, people always want to explain things to me. It's really difficult. Like, every interaction I seem to have is that of a nubile jazz singer, like, being taken advantage of by a money-hungry producer. It's really difficult. But I do know, like, people like me for my youth. Like, that's why people like me, you know, my unfettered, unfiltered youth, you know, my bright eyes, my skip in my step, you know, that's why they like me. But I also know I know that that's why I have friends, but I also know that's why I have the enemies that I have. Because in my youth, people see me, and all they see is their own dull eyes, their own stooped back, stooped under the weight of what once was. It's sad, really. But what can you do, right? What can you do? I am currently employed. Thank you. My pockets are full of cash. My heart is full of sorrow. I am employed. I got a job recently at a restaurant at the base of the new Amazon buildings in Seattle. So I'm very happy and I am treated very well. Thank you so much. I love the people I serve and I love the people I am surrounded by, and I'm very happy. It is very cool, working in these new Amazon buildings. I have this really extraordinary experience a lot where I'm working and I make hard eye contact with a new Prada handbag while the owner does not tip. It's very cool. It's a very cool experience that I actually very much love, and I love it. Since I became employed, thank you again for your applause preemptively. Thank you so much. Since I became employed, I realized that I'm actually the type of person who views all criticism as negging. That's just who I am. You don't have to come into my place of business and say the way I use rubber gloves is unsanitary. Just ask me out. I'll for sure say yes. I have been doing this sort of constant calculation since I got this job. Just a constant calculation that I think a lot of people who work in the service industry tend to do. A constant calculation, just all the time, constant calculation, which is how beautiful do I have to be to outweigh my negligence? It's a constant calculation. I will inevitably spill chai tea on your hand as I hand it to you, but I think if I have the beauty and the elegance of, say, a Martha Stewart, a Wendy Williams, really any daytime host, I think I can get back to that sweet 20%, you know what I mean? I've been working a lot, and I'm tired. I'm a tired young man. I'm very tired. I don't really want to work anymore. Before I got this job, I was like, I don't want to work anymore. And people would hear that, and they'd be like, you don't want to work anymore? You don't want to toil under the capitalist reign? What are you talking about? Are you crazy? Are you nuts? And to them, I would always be like, I don't want to toil under the capitalist reign, and maybe that makes me the only sane one, is what I'd always say to them. For some reason, I thought that was a joke. I don't know. It's okay. I have been working a lot, and I'm very tired. I don't really feel as if I want to keep working. I'm very tired. I do feel like I want to retire. And I don't want to work anymore. I just want to become the mistress of an oil baron. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't want to work anymore. I just want to trade sexual favors for jewels. And not jewelry, just loose jewels. Emeralds, rubies, diamonds. Jewels. We're talking jewels here, folks. I just want jewels. That's the thing about me. Just want jewels. That's my quirky self. I just want jewels. I just want jewels, folks. And thank you. And I've thought about it a lot, actually. This interaction with the oil baron, it seems like it would be a really great prospect for me. I like him because of the jewels he gives me, right? Diamonds, rubies, emeralds. But he likes me because I can do a thing for him that his wife never could, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's sweet. I tell it like it is. That's what I can do for him. Yeah, I can tell it like it is. I'm just trying to make segues where there aren't segues. Is what's happening. I can tell it like it is, and I sweat a lot. I am a very sweaty person. You know, I am a descendant of like straight up slimy New Jersey Guidos, like very like working class Italian people. Like the only heirlooms they were passing down were tomatoes. That sort of working class. Yeah, very slimy New Jersey Guidos. Those are my kin. I try and temper that Guido in me. I really do. You know, I flat out refuse to call tomato sauce gravy. That's one thing I do. I read. That's another thing I do. Yeah, still sweaty, can't stop that. My pores just keep chugging along, spitting out there. I've never said that before, I don't know why. I'm gonna stop that. Yeah, I'm very sweaty is what I'm saying. Very sweaty, you know, thank you. Very sweaty, warm and damp, that's just sort of my MO, just warm and damp. And it's hard, to be honest, being, you know, like, just like an elegant sort of, you know, the walk, the like voice, just being like, you know, kind of like cool and stuff, but also having warm and damp be like my two most definable characteristics, you know. Those two words also describe a place where skunk cabbage would prosper, and yet they also describe me and my body. Yeah, you know, people are always like, hey Claire, let's go on down to Yellowstone, go see Old Faithful. You know, they're always saying that, right? And I'm always like, hey, just take a look at this little bod, because every one of my damn pores is a geyser. Yeah, you know, yeah, I'm very sweaty. You know, I'm sort of very like humid, you know, I'm sort of like a human Washington DC. That's sort of what I'm like. You know, people are always like, why would you build a city here? It's just a swamp. And I'm like, it's not a swamp, it's my body. I always say it like that, it's my body. Yeah, I am very sweaty, but it's okay. You know, I've learned to accept it, and you know, I'm just living my life, but I can't help but think how much more confident I would be if I could describe myself as an eligible bachelor. I just keep thinking that all the time. I would love to be able to call myself an eligible bachelor. But it's hard, you know, I'm not single or ready to mingle. You know, and I would never call someone who's constantly crying eligible. But a kid can dream, right? Yeah, is there a Muppet? I love that so much. That was a beautiful, tiny laugh. Wow. I have been thinking a lot about my place in the world and what I want, what I need, what I like, that sort of thing. You guys know it. Oh wait, I forgot a joke. I'm gonna say a different joke and then go back to that. Remember that. Put it in here, put it up here. Any phrase heads in the audience? Who likes phrases here? Big phrase crowd? Yeah. Just wanted to talk about phrases real quick. I know you guys are all Jewish, you all love phrases. I know that about you as a people. Yeah, I really like phrases. This phrase I keep hearing, history repeats itself. You guys know this phrase, history repeats itself?
Yeah.
A small smattering of applause, I'll take it. You know, this phrase I keep hearing, history repeats itself. I just keep hearing it, and for those of you who don't know, the large majority apparently, that phrase means, like here's an example, like, you know there used to be Nazis, don't applaud for that, there used to be Nazis, and then how there still are Nazis, and how there never were not Nazis. That's a perfect example of that phrase. Another example of that phrase is how when my mom was a kid, she was obsessed with the Beatles with the same fervor that I am now obsessed with squirts. That's another example. Okay, now we're done with that. I'm gonna go to the other joke I started. I'm learning a lot, just fast forwarding. I figured out what type of underwear I like. This is a thing that I've really thought a lot about, spent a lot of time dreaming, thinking, pondering other synonyms. I've been thinking a lot about this. You know, I realized that I like a really thick, cotton brief. That's what I like. You know, like a thick, dark cotton brief. That's the sort of underwear I like. Like a thick cotton, like an intramural, softball jersey would be made out of. Really thick. And I like to get it in a packet of 4 from Fred Meyer. That's just what I like to do. That's just my way. You know, I like to go to Fred Meyer to get my underwear. You know, they also sell melon and a kitty litter. You know? But that's where I get my underwear. You never know where you're gonna leave them. Oh god. But I do like this really specific type of underwear. I like, you know, it's very salt of the earth. That's why I like this underwear. If I could describe it in 2 words, it would be dour and austere. If I could compare it to a staple grain, it would be barley. If I could compare it to an architectural style, it would be brutalism. You know, the kind of underwear I like is the kind of underwear that Maria from The Sound of Music would have worn before she met the captain. It's the kind of underwear that just implies a turtleneck. That's what I like. You know, it's very sensible and serious, but it's also boring. You know, people see it and they're like, "Oh, Claire, I can't tell, is your underwear brown or gray?" And to be honest, could be either. Yeah, I felt very confident that I could end on a high note, but I didn't. And thank you so much. Good